Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, the situation behind the scenes with Star Trek is a chaotic mess. It's really tangled up in all sorts of insane knots, and at this point, I don't know what to make of it. No one does really, because Star Trek is Schrodinger's franchise at this point, and it's impossible to say what we'll see when we take a look inside this particular mystery box. I've been sitting on a large amount of information since early May, and the reason I've been sitting on it is I have no idea what to make of it. It's that crazy, folks. So I've decided at this point to just go ahead and throw out the various rumors I've been told, just toss them out there and let you guys make of it what you will. Hell, maybe some additional insider will contact me and tell me what's what with all of this stuff. I mean, seriously, some of this shit is blowing my mind. What was it Egon said in Ghostbusters? I'm terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought. Well, substitute baffled for terrified, and that's me with this info. So I'm just gonna lay it all out there, and you do with it what you will. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by a source claiming knowledge of the situation, but since I cannot personally confirm any of it, I'm presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. So way back in the early part of May, I got a series of messages from a longtime trusted source claiming that the current administration in Washington was saving Star Trek.
Excuse me. I don't think I heard that right, dude.
Yeah, that was my reaction. I wondered what the hell my source was smoking when I read that piece of news, although oddly enough, over the past month since I got that, I've heard similar references online in various articles and so forth, kind of obliquely. But hey, all I can do is shrug and share with you what I was told. Take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, this is what I've been told, and there seems to be something to it. My source told me, quote, "Administration is demanding Kurtzman go. News division is going to be purged as well. Unless these are done, merger won't be approved. Skydance is also getting pissy. They've been unhappy with what Paramount has been doing and are looking progressively likely to go away." Now, apparently, he says, the administration views it as one of the great franchises that has been in major decline due to mismanagement by ideologues. Right now, Kurtzman is the biggest problem at Paramount Plus. I expressed skepticism at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I expressed a great deal of skepticism. This came out of left field for me. So then I was shown these direct quotes from a contact of my source, and here is what those direct quotes said. CBS source says Trump privately hates what CBS did to Star Trek and wants old-fashioned TV and talks about a settlement and also wants news like Walter Cronkite, and it's not just about money, and he has CBS by the balls. If they extended Kurtzman, they will not get the okay for merger, and that is coming from a CBS legal who knows some of the details being told. So far, he has refused to settle, and so far CBS has not made changes equal to the pledge filed with FCC, as Skydance is not yet in control. CBS management may run this company directly into a burning trash dumpster. Skydance is really unhappy with stupid things CBS is doing that makes it harder to merge. Unquote.
I don't know, dude. That seems like some kind of reality inversion to me. I don't get it.
Well, Harvey, that's exactly how I felt. WT actual F. But then, in discussion with this source, it turns out that under this administration, the FCC is demanding less woke bullshit in media. There's a mandate to cut down on that kind of politicized content, and Star Trek has become a prime carrier of the DEI plague. Therefore, in a roundabout way, it follows that Skydance, who already didn't like Kurtzman, could point to him as the problem and offer him and his contract up as a sacrificial lamb to the administration. Also, CBS is on the administration's radar because of the 60 Minutes lawsuit the president filed against CBS, and this pressure To reform Star Trek could possibly be another application of leverage against CBS that doesn't have a lot to do with Star Trek per se. Regardless, here's what my source told me about the current state of Star Trek as of early May. Quote, I've just been told Skydance has made their final decision on Kurtzman, and he's out. I've got some more info on Kurtzman. Seems Skydance told the FCC he was an issue and agreed to throw him out as a condition of the pledge. They had to pledge to block any woke content and recognize Kurtzman as part of the problem. Then on May 22nd, I received the following information from this source, quote, Kurtzman's out when Skydance takes over. Star Trek TV canceled for the foreseeable future. Academy Season 2 will air, and Strange New World Seasons 3 and 4, possibly 5, has an asterisk over it. It's done, unquote.
Well, shoot, that seems like good news, dude, and you sat on that?
I did, Harvey, because there's just too much chaos going around, and I was just not certain enough to bring this to our attention, and I'm still not, because there's reasons for it, but I'm going to explain those reasons here right now. Now, as if all of that wasn't chaotic enough, there are two more recent developments I want to submit for your consideration, my friends. The first is a report today from Cosmic Book News that verifies what my sources have been saying, titled, Skydance Exploring the End of Star Trek? No Talks with Kurtzman Rumored. And here's what that article says, quote, a new rumor claims Skydance is seriously considering ending its relationship with Alex Kurtzman's Secret Hideout production company, effectively shutting down the current Star Trek era and putting the franchise on hold. This follows our earlier report on the rumored Star Trek Great Reset, where Skydance was said to be considering scrapping the Kurtzman era entirely once the Paramount merger goes through. Now, a new update from the same source offers even more detail and a possible timeline. According to the report, Skydance has been seeking legal clarification on what happens if they don't renew Kurtzman's deal, a strong sign the studio may be preparing to move on once the Paramount merger is finalized. It's also claimed that no discussions, formal or informal, have taken place with Secret Hideout about extending the partnership. Even more telling, Skydance is reportedly asking how soon they can bring in a new creative team after Strange New Worlds wraps, suggesting the decision may already be made, unquote.
This appears to be very encouraging news for Star Trek fans, Doomcock. Though the situation is in flux, the trend line seems to be Kurtzman is headed for the exits, and Star Trek will either be shelved for a time or immediately relaunched with a new team. Either alternative is preferable to the relentless shit show from Secret Hideout all these years.
And yet, as I said, chaos reigns, O Skull of Calderon, and there's yet another wrinkle that could wind up throwing all the cards in the air and resetting everything. MarketWatch has published a disheartening assessment of the Skydance Paramount deal in an article titled, Could Paramount's sale collapse under pressure from Trump? Analysts are starting to think so. And in that article they write, quote, it's been nearly a year since Paramount Global reached an agreement to sell itself to Skydance Media, but the deal is dragged on amid uncertainty due to pressure from the Trump administration. Both sides have remained steadfast that the deal will ultimately be completed, but analysts are starting to wonder if the sale could ultimately fall through. We are increasingly concerned the deal could collapse as Paramount is paralyzed by legal fears surrounding the pending President Trump CBS 60 Minutes lawsuit, wrote analyst Rich Greenfield of Lightshed Partners in a note. All aspects of the sale seem to be in place, but the closing of the deal has stalled, pending Federal Communications Commission approval of the transfer of control of several broadcast licenses held by CBS and many of its local broadcast stations, unquote. Folks, if this deal doesn't go through because Skydance and CBS are spooked about the litigation and the FCC, then this kicks the game board and all these pieces go flying. The deck gets reshuffled, and God only knows what will happen. Would Paramount collapse? What about Star Trek? If Skydance withdrew, they'd want to recoup the money they sank into Paramount in anticipation of the deal going through, I am told, especially since Skydance is really pissed about all the money shit on and flushed down the toilet, making that spectacularly awful Kurtzman Trek freak show, Section 31. That irked them to no end, and I'm told they'd want to get their money back. Here's what my source told me about the situation just this morning. Quote, well, there's good news and bad news. Bad news right now is the merger might be vetoed by the administration. The good news? Skydance has asked for Kurtzman's contract. They want to buy it out early, so that would axe Season 5 of Strange New Worlds and end Season 2 of Academy. And Skydance, who gave Paramount a large load to sort out cash flow, will have the right to start attaching things if it's vetoed and impacts the stock. The money went on shit like 31 and they are pissed, unquote.
Holy cannoli! So the current political stuff could possibly save Star Trek, but if the deal collapses, it would destroy Star Trek. Oh man, no wonder you held off reporting this stuff for so long.
Precisely right, Harvey Cthulhu. So, there you have it, folks. Star Trek is a kite in a gale, buffeted from all sides by winds going in different directions, and at this point, I have no idea whether that kite will soar or crash. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha